Whoa, shit. What the hell? What is going on here? What's going on YouTube? It is your boy Brandon Deck. I'm coming at you guys with a brand new video, and I'm actually inside the car because on my way over here it was, you know, nice and sunny. Now look, and look how ugly it is outside. It's just not with all that. But just gonna get myself comfortable here. So if you can tell by the title of this video, I feel like this is too close to me. If you could tell by the title of this, wow, Jesus, this feels too close. Because there, hopefully audio is good, everything's good, it's focused on me. Kind of wanted to go over this, and I feel like this is a good video for me to explain because I have gone through a couple different of them, and it's my #1 most asked question, even from like people outside of like the whole car scene, about getting like the new Honda and how do I like it and is it worth buying. So first of all, I do want to explain I am a little sick, or getting sick. So if I sound a little stuffed up, it's because I am. But yeah, I just want to make sure I get that cleared up. Just giving you guys like a little backstory of like what I've gone through with like this car and, you know, my two other ones. I started off with a 2016 2016 Civic hatch, and then I got a 2018 SI, and now I have a 2019 SI, and obviously the 2020 is out already. I've owned 3 different Civics, and okay, who's blowing me up? Whoa. I've owned 3 different Civics, and I loved every single one of them. Now each one does obviously have its own flaw. Starting with like, you know, my hatchback that I had, it was automatic. It had like the tiny little screen right here. It doesn't have this full screen, so it just, you know, it didn't really feel like a car that I wanted. And I ended up blowing the transmission too. I don't know if you guys remember that. That's a long time ago. We're not gonna talk about that anymore. If you know, then you know. But just kind of bringing it back into like, is this car worth it? So like I said, I've had 3 different ones, and if you ask me the question, it's gonna be yes. 1, gas mileage is good, it's affordable, it's very roomy, it fits a lot of people, very comfortable ride, very soft ride. It does have 2 different settings, at least in the SI, where it has sport and, you know, regular driving. But I'm totally in love with this car. Like I said, just going off the SIs alone, I've had 2 of them. Like I said, I had the coupe and the sedan now. My favorite one from the 2 has to be the coupe. I just like the body style a little bit more, but the sedan is a lot more practical in terms of like having people in the car. And I even went to Vegas in this car. I do a lot of driving with it, so it's just all around, and there's more parts for it, duh. But just an all around from everything else standpoint. The seats are really comfortable. I love how this is. I love the infotainment system. I think that's what you call it. I hope that's what you call it. Not trying to get roasted, but I do love that. I love how big it is. Love that it's touchscreen. The 2018, if you guys already know, most likely you guys do, didn't have buttons. The 2019s and up do have buttons, so that's amazing. The car does only come in stick, so I love it. I said very roomy, but this all around, this car is my favorite car. Now, is it worth buying? Like I said again, yes, it is worth buying. You know, especially since, like, even the hatchback, you know, it goes back to like 3-4 years ago when I had that car. I wasn't making as much money as I had now. It was really all I could afford, and I was able to afford it and mod a couple things out and still be able to like have money on the side for like other things, which is the dope, you know. So, and if you have like a little bit extra money to spend, then you can get the SI. Bring it back to where I was, like I said, a couple years ago. I wasn't making as much money. I didn't have all the things that I had. I didn't, you know, I kind of just got where I got what I could afford, and I'm glad I did, because it was probably like a best decision on my part. And, you know, obviously my parents were telling me like get the cheaper car, because I did want a WRX. Kind of do want one now, but I'm like really loving the platform that this is and what it has become. So it's like really dope that this is even, you know, I'm able to afford this and mod it the way I am. And I met a lot of dope people through, you know, having the car, but that's besides the point. So if you're looking for a really good, affordable, cheap, great car, Honda Civic, you can never go wrong. Like I said, I've had 2 SIs already, 1 hatchback, and, you know, like I said, even dating back to the hatch, or going back to the hatchback, I wish they did make an SI in the hatch, but they, you know, they didn't, which, you know, kind of fucking sucked. But obviously it was a marketing scheme for the Type R, because if they made like an SI in the hatch, then what would the Type R really be? You know, would it hold as much value as it was, or as it is? Because I know a lot of people that had SIs and ended up switching to a Type R. You know, and I can't blame them for that. You know, you do get the sport mode, which, you know, makes the dampening a little bit, you know, more harsh, or a little bit more rugged, I should say, or a little bit more stiffer. They're stiffer. I should say stiffer. Makes it much different. Just all around really good looking car, and it's affordable. I mean, even the speakers in this thing are amazing. It's just all around a good car, in my opinion. For the price that it's at, you definitely can bring the price down a lot, because I was able to bring the price down a lot and no problems at all. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, a lot of people ask me this question, like, is it worth it? You know, should I get one? What should you get? How do I like the SI? You know, it's a really dope car. Obviously, I do have bigger dreams of getting other cars. This just happened to really kind of just fall in my lap, because when I was looking for a car, I had an 03 Honda Accord, and it wasn't falling apart, but at the same time, it wasn't like the best thing. Obviously, I wanted to get into cars. You know, I wanted a WRX, I wanted a BRZ, I wanted those cars, and you know, those are kind of expensive for a 19-year-old at the time, and I ended up just getting a Honda Civic hatch. If you guys were long fans of those, I lowered it, had wheels, had ESRs. I lowered it, had ESRs, intake, and then I had Honda, and then I blew the transmission, got an SI, did what I did on the SI, which you guys have seen, and then obviously that got into a wreck, so I got this car. So I'm grateful to be able to be in that position where I can afford to get things that I want and need. The reason why I ended up getting an SI again, and I think I said this before, is just because such a new platform, it's a challenge. It's a challenge to like try to make it different from what people are doing. And though the accident kind of sent me back a little bit, it's also kind of sent me forward, because there's more parts for the sedan. So I don't know. If you're getting an SI and you're thinking about getting an SI and you're like indecisive between the coupe and the sedan, 100% I would say go sedan, just because the parts on it, there's more parts for it. But if you're going for like, you know, which one should you really pick and you don't really care and you're not really gonna mod it, the coupe probably looks better. It looks way better in my opinion, but you know, like I said, it is all personal preference. Like I said, yeah, if you want an SI, I definitely do say get it. And if you want a sport hatch, I believe, yeah, the sport hatch and manual, get it. But if you're an automatic person, you can get it too. Like I said, I get asked this question kind of a lot, and I just thought maybe I can help others get into it. But I'm gonna show you guys my car, because I haven't probably showed you guys the car in a very long time, now that I think about it. So I still have everything here. I mean, nothing's really much changed since I've been on kind of like vacation mode, kind of just relaxing and trying to, you know, enjoy my time with family. But I do have parts for it already coming on the way. Damn, I sound really loud. I have parts coming for it on the way, and yeah, I mean, I hope you guys are just ready for next year. I do have big intentions. I do have my my 2020 New Year's resolution video coming out soon, which will come out on the 2nd. So I guess this is going to be the last video of 2019. So I'm just gonna embrace it here. The year's been amazing. I met really dope people, and yeah, I mean this isn't what this video is about, but yeah, just if you want an SI, get it. I do recommend it highly, because I mean, just look at it. Just look how dope that is. I mean, I can get a thumbnail from this. Boom.